Most businesses don't deserve AI. Like I walked away from 5 projects last week just because they weren't ready. And that made them want it even more, but that's a whole separate discussion. AI only really works for one specific type of business, an established business that has systems in place. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to find those businesses. Stop wasting your time with broke businesses that have no money to invest, no systems to automate, and they're just going to be unhappy. You're going to get refunds, chargebacks, churn. It's going to be a nightmare. So if you want to run a nice, efficient agency, then only go after these businesses, please. So one thing to watch out for is the broke business trap, because contrary to what a lot of people say online is go to the 50th page of Google and find a business with no online presence. They're the ones who need the most help. They're clearly struggling. Yeah, they're struggling because they don't understand business. Like they don't have a good lead flow. They're not running ads. They never invested into their website or their marketing or their SEO. The business owner is either really old or he just doesn't care. Maybe it's like a side hustle. Do not go after those businesses because you're going to come in offering AI and automation services. And sure, that sounds great on paper, but all they're thinking is if you put AI into my system, is it going to get me more customers? Is it going to get me more revenue, more profit, more dollars through the door? And the answer is no. AI is not going to magically get you more customers or make you more money. It's not a substitute for a traditional marketing agency that does marketing efforts like running ads or helping you with SEO and stuff. So that's the first misconception you have to fix on their part. But honestly, just don't talk to these broke businesses and fall into the broke business trap, because I started that way. I was doing free work for the cheapest businesses possible, and it was a complete nightmare because I would build them this beautiful chatbot and I'd redid their website, build them this content creation automation, like a full-scale solution. And then they just kept asking, but is it getting me more customers? I'm not noticing a difference in my revenue. And I was like, yeah, but that wasn't what this was for. And honestly, the problem was on me, where I should not have built that in the first place, because unless there's leads and clients coming through the door, then you have no business selling AI and automation to that business. So what I'm going to do now is give you a criteria and a checklist to follow of good businesses that actually will benefit from AI. So starting with one, that they're running ads. This means that they already have lead flow, they have cash to reinvest into themselves, they understand the importance of marketing, maybe they have a marketing department already. This is a perfect, great example of a good business that knows what they're doing. Number two is that they're at least on the first 2 pages of Google, maybe page number 3, but if they're on the first 2 pages, likely they're getting good lead flow, they've got customers that are happy with their service, meaning that they have high Google reviews, their website is probably solid. This is a good established business. Number 3 is that they've been in business for 3+ years. You do not want to work with a new business just getting off the ground who wants you to basically do everything, build me a website, do my social media, run my ads for me. This business has not enough going on, they're probably not proven, and you're going to do a lot more than you signed up for. Number 4 is at least $500,000 in annual revenue. So make sure the business has cash to invest in you. Now, this isn't profit because, of course, different industries vary, but as long as they're making money, then they should have money to reinvest and help you scale. 500K is a good baseline to get them to 750 to a million to 1.5 million, and then you can kind of scale and grow with them. If they're too small, if they're only at their first 50K, then a lot of the systems that they're using are unproven. They're likely going to be changing that on a monthly basis, trying new stuff out, and that is going to make your life too hard to sell AI to them. Number 5 is 100+ Google reviews. So make sure that they are a well-liked business that the customers are happy with, because then we can run automations to have repeat business, to retarget back to them, to run promotions and offers. If they've got a good service, they've got a good reputation, then it works really well to implement our AI automation systems onto them. Number 6 is also a big one. So the owner is not the sales team, meaning that they have a separate sales team for the function of getting new clients. The reason I bring this up is that if the owner is doing everything, then he's working in the business and he won't have time and the ability to work on the business. Meaning the business is at a stage where it's not ready for us to implement these systems in place, and rather they're just really in startup mode, which is not somebody that we want to work with at this point. And some other green flags and bonuses to look out for is make sure that they already have CRM in place that they've been using for a couple of years, 2 years at the minimum, so they understand their sales process, it's well defined, you have enough data in the CRM to basically start optimizing and learn from. Ideally, they have a high-ticket product or a service, so at least $1,000 or more. So home services like plumbing, electrician, bathroom remodeling, this is tens of thousands. But don't sell something super low ticket, where if you get them more conversions and customers, it's only like an extra $100 to them. So you have to do really high volume, and it's not going to be a much harder sell for you. And all the generic stuff as well. So make sure they have good lead flow, at least 50 leads coming in per week from all the different channels. So Facebook, website, calls, SMS, emails. All of that combined, if it's more than 50, okay, cool. People are interested in what these people have to sell. And red flags are, of course, just the opposite of everything that I said. So watch out for these red flags because you will learn painful lessons down the line. And you watching this, you might just have to learn that lesson for yourself. Like I had to when I first started, because no one was telling me this, obviously, but I had to do all that free work for shitty clients, have horrible experiences, do the refunds, do the churns. And then you learn how to say no. The power of saying no is super respected because when you tell a client no, they end up wanting your service a lot more, which is, first of all, but then two, they trust you a lot more because you're not this like sleazy salesman who will say whatever to get the sale or the deal. You're walking away from the deal, which gives you all the frame and all the leverage and all the power. So they come back to you and say, no, 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 please, I actually want this, or how can we make this work, or what do you suggest that we do to make this happen? So use no in your back pocket to just always be ready to walk away. I mean, that comes from a lot of training. Like you need to have like an abundance mindset and not be worried that this one deal that I have could be the last deal and I got to maximize everything that I can for it and go above and beyond. But that just comes from like mindset training, and you can learn that somewhere else. But just be ready to walk away. And a lot of the examples that I gave you are things that you can find out before you even get on a sales call with somebody, so you don't have to waste your time. Like you can see where they rank on Google, you can see their Google reviews, you can go to their website, see the quality, you can submit the form on their website and see what that lead flow looks like. You can call their number and see if anybody picks up. So you can basically interact with their business and you have your answers right there. Then you can go to the sales call prepared with what you need to say. And once you find these businesses and you want to know exactly what to sell them, then you can use my $1 Million Discovery Framework in this video right here. If you click on that, I'll show you exactly what questions to ask and how to find the exact solution to sell them and make sure they never cancel and work with you for the rest of time.